Hello, everyone. Welcome to the magical world of Singglebee children's stories. Today, we bring you a delightful fantasy tale titled Read, Imagine, Wonder Fantasy Tales. In this tales, you'll discover magical adventures, exciting moments, and beautiful lessons about kindness, courage, friendship, and imagination. And that's not all. After each tale, there will be a fun interactive questions to help you imagine, think deeply, and share your own ideas and experiences. So, before we begin, grab a notebook and a pen to write down your answers. In the end of the video, share your thoughts, drawings, and answers in the comments section below. We would love to hear your magical ideas.
Begin.
Now, are you ready to read, imagine, and wonder? Let the magic begin. The Magical Shoes. Kishan loved running, though he never won races. One evening, he found an old pair of silver shoes by the river. When he put them on, they sparkled and lifted his feet like the wind. He could walk on water, leap over mountains, and race across clouds. At first, he enjoyed his secret gift, racing birds and skipping across lakes. But when heavy rains flooded his village and people were trapped, Kishan didn't hesitate. Using the magical shoes, he carried food, delivered medicine, and guided rescuers across the flooded river. When the village was safe, the shoes shimmered and vanished, leaving Kishan stronger and braver than before. He realized real magic lies not in the shoes, but in choosing to help others. If you had magical shoes, how would you help others? Have you ever helped someone during a difficult time? What did you do? Kishan became brave by helping his village. What makes you feel brave? Activity. Draw yourself using magical shoes for a good deed. Share your idea with your parents or friends. The Starlight Messenger. Every night, stars fell softly from the sky and turned into tiny glowing birds that carried messages of hope to those who felt lonely. Tara discovered one hiding beneath her window, its wings dim with exhaustion. She cared for it, and the birds sang a song about how kindness creates light. When darkness spread across the sky one night and stars stopped shining, Tara realized people had forgotten to care for one another. She wrote messages of encouragement and sent the starlight bird flying from home to home. Soon thousands of birds filled the sky, carrying warmth and hope to every heart. The stars returned brighter than ever. Tara became known as the Starlight Messenger, the girl who reminded the world to shine through kindness. What are your own special ways to spread kindness? Have you ever cheered up someone who felt sad or lonely? Tara's messages brought hope to many people. What encouraging message would you write to others? Think and share. Talk with your parents about how small acts of kindness can brighten someone's day. The Library of Endless Doors. Arjun loved books more than anything. One day he discovered a hidden library behind an old stone gate. Inside were rows of glowing books, each with a small door carved into the cover. A sign read, "Open a book, enter a world." Curious, he touched a blue book about oceans. Instantly, a door opened, and he stepped into an underwater kingdom filled with coral palaces and friendly merkids. They showed him how to swim like a dolphin and speak through bubbles. When a giant sea creature threatened their home, Arjun bravely guided everyone to safety. Returning to the library, he closed the book gently, promising to protect their secret. Now Arjun visits new worlds through new doors, learning lessons from each adventure. If you discovered a magical library, what kind of book will you prefer to read? Would you choose an ocean world, jungle adventure, space journey, or something else? Why? What lesson would you like to learn from your magical adventure? Activity. Create your own magical book title and describe the world inside it. The Sky Circus. Every summer, Aditi waited for something extraordinary, the appearance of the Sky Circus. On a calm evening, colorful floating balloons appeared above the sea, carrying shining tents held up by clouds. Aditi climbed a ladder of light and found magical performers, acrobats made of stardust, winged lions roaring playfully, and mermaids juggling pearls. Suddenly, a fierce storm rolled in, threatening to tear the circus apart. Tents swung wildly and ropes snapped. Aditi grabbed glowing star threads and tied down the ropes with all her strength. The performers cheered and the storm faded. The ringmaster awarded her a golden ticket to return every year. Since then, Aditi never doubts her courage. She knows even ordinary people can save extraordinary worlds. If you were inside the Sky Circus during the storm, what would you do? Have you ever shown courage in a difficult situation? Aditi helped save the circus, even though she was ordinary. What special strength do you think you have? Think and share. Ask and learn from your family members about a person who showed courage and helped others. The Tiny Giant. Bhumi was a giant, yet only as tall as a chair. Other giants laughed and called him useless because he was small. Bhumi stayed cheerful and helped wherever he could, carrying bags, repairing roof tiles, and cheering others with jokes. One day, a huge boulder rolled down a hill and blocked the river that supplied water to the village. The big giants tried to move it, but the rock was too smooth and heavy. Bhumi stepped forward and squeezed through a tiny space only he could fit. From there, he pushed with all his strength and moved the boulder enough for water to flow again. Everyone cheered and lifted him high. The giants apologized and learned never to judge by size. Bhumi became their brave hero forever. Have you ever felt different from others? How did you feel? Bhumi proved that size does not decide strength. What talents make you special? Remember, don't judge a book by its cover. Activity. Write or draw one good quality you demonstrated to others and one about your friend. The Forest of Whispering Trees. Kevin loved exploring the forest near his village. One evening, he wandered too far and lost his way. As he sat worried beneath a tall tree, he heard soft whispers. The trees were speaking to him. They guided him safely back toward the river path. The next day, loggers arrived, planning to cut down the forest. Kevin ran to the village and begged everyone to help protect the trees. Curious, the villagers followed him and saved the forest. While returning from the forest quietly, they too heard whispers, stories of ancient times, forgotten songs of nature, and secrets of healing plants. Realizing the forest was magical, they declared it a sanctuary. Now people visit to learn wisdom from the whispering trees, who tell stories every night to those who listen kindly. Have you ever been lost somewhere or felt confused? What happened? Have you visited a park, garden, or forest before? What did you enjoy there? Why is protecting nature important? Family activity. Plan a visit to a park, beach, or forest with your family and observe the sounds of nature together. The Girl Who Painted Rainbows. Mira loved colors more than anything in the world. She carried her paintbrush everywhere and could create shades no one had ever seen. One year, the village fell into sadness after months of dark storms. People hardly smiled anymore, and everything looked dull and gray. MoRa climbed the tallest hill and dipped her brush into her paint box. With a bold sweep, she began painting a rainbow across the sky. As she painted, glowing butterflies flew out of the colors and fluttered through the village. Wherever they landed, laughter returned, flowers bloomed, and children danced again. Soon the sky was filled with light and joy. The villagers cheered and crowned MoRa the rainbow painter. To this day, whenever sadness tries to return, magical butterflies appear to protect happiness. What colors make you feel happy? Why? If you could paint something magical in the sky, what would it be? How can you bring joy to someone having a sad day? Activity. Draw your own magical rainbow and add something special hidden inside it. The Clockmaker's Phoenix. In the center of a quiet town stood a tall clock tower, cared for by an old clockmaker named Ravi. He spent years building a beautiful golden mechanical bird to sit atop the tower. It had feathers made of years and eyes that sparkled like rubies. One stormy night, lightning struck the tower and lit up the bird with brilliant fire. It transformed into a living phoenix and soared across the town. Wherever it flew, broken clocks repaired themselves and time briefly paused. People looked around and suddenly noticed things they had forgotten. Family dinners, talking with neighbors, playing with children. The phoenix returned to its perch and became still again, but its glow remained. From that night on, the town slowed down, and everyone promised to use time wisely. Do you spend enough time with your family and friends? What is your favorite activity you do together? The Phoenix reminded people that time is precious. How can you use your time wisely? Think and share. Plan one fun family activity for this week. The Moonlight Bridge. Every full moon, the lake beside RV's village glowed like silver. People believed it was magic, but no one dared to go near. One night, RV noticed a shimmering bridge rising from the water, stretching up into the clouds. Summoning his courage, he stepped onto it and found a floating city made of glass clouds and sparkling towers. Creatures made of mist fluttered around him. Their queen thanked RV for rescuing a lost baby cloudbird days ago. As a reward, she offered him one wish. RV wished not for treasure, but for rain to save his dry village. The queen sent gentle rain showers that revived the crops. Ever since, on full moon nights, the glowing bridge appears, honoring RV's selfless heart. If you could make one wish for others, what would it be? RV chose to help his village instead of wishing for treasure. What does compassionate mean to you? Activity: draw the magical moonlight bridge and imagine where it might lead. Thank you for being part of this lovely journey with our Singglebee. To explore more wonderful stories and joyful rhymes, visit our Singglebee website. We would love to hear your thoughts. Share your comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to share it with all and spread the happiness. See you again soon with another exciting adventure.